As I reflect on why I decided to start my company, came down to a few undeniable facts about energy and the landscape that we face. On average, households here in Saint Kitts are spending about $350 per month on their electric bill, with rates as high as 27 cents per kilowatt hour, which is the largest or amongst the largest globally. Add to that the cost of fuel, which can reach about $16 per liter, and I think it can be more than that, meaning that it costs close to between $90 and $150 just to fill up your tank. Right? These rising costs are not only just unsustainable, but also a major burden on families making a minimum wage of between $450 to $500 per week, right? And also on small businesses. So this made me realize that we need better and more affordable solutions to achieve energy security and sustainability. That's why I started my company, Green Solutions International, SKN Incorporated, to provide clean, cost-effective energy alternatives that not only reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, but also help to move us forward towards a future where energy is affordable, renewable, and available to everyone. Now, GSI was founded in 2017, right? And incorporated here in Saint Kitts-Nevis, and is dedicated to the advancement of sustainable development across the Caribbean. We are also registered in Jamaica and have operations that extend throughout the Caribbean diaspora, focusing on the region's energy landscape through innovation, education, and workforce training. Our mission is simple, yet powerful, to help countries achieve 100% sustainability by developing clean energy solutions. We are driven by a deep commitment to creating a future where renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and geothermal can replace traditional fossil fuels. Throughout our comprehensive workforce training and education programs, we empower individuals and communities to participate in this transition, ensuring that the knowledge and skills required to sustain these challenges are cultivated at a local level. By partnering with governments, education institutions, and private sector entities, GSI delivers tailored solutions that accelerate the adoption of these technologies while providing meaningful employment opportunities in the green energy sector. So our holistic approach supports countries in meeting their climate goals, reducing their carbon footprints, and becoming resilient to the impact of climate change. Now, at GSI, we proudly embody our tagline, locally rooted, globally connected. Our deep connections to the Caribbean fuel our mission to drive sustainability through locally tailored solutions, while our global partnerships bring cutting-edge innovation and technology to the region. One of our key global alliances is with the IRENA SIDS Lighthouses initiatives. IRENA stands for the International Renewable Energy Agency. This is a program that supports small island developing states in their transition towards renewable energy. Through this partnership, we work collaboratively to develop clean energy projects that empower Caribbean nations to achieve their sustainability goals. This global connection allows us to bring world-class expertise to local projects, ensuring that our communities here in Saint Kitts-Nevis not only meet our energy needs, but also thrive on a resilient, low-carbon future. So by combining local knowledge with global resources, we can bridge the gap between innovation and implementation, making sustainable development a reality in our federation and also in the Caribbean. Now, why islands? right? I oftentimes use this slide in my presentations, depending on the audience that I'm speaking to, and I'm aware that some folks here are not, don't follow the energy and climate situation on an everyday basis. But islands like ours are heavily dependent on fossil fuels. And like I said in my opening, we have some of the highest electricity rates and water insecurities, right? In the islands, we have an abundance of renewable resources, and we have a small population, which is an ideal case, showcase the potential for renewable energy penetration. And as you all know, because we feel it every year, we are very vulnerable to the impacts of climate change, such as sea level rise and the severity and frequency of hurricanes. Now, before we dive into the tremendous opportunities that renewable energy presents, it's important to acknowledge that the journey towards a sustainable future is not without challenges. Both specific and general barriers stand in the way of the transition to renewable energy. These obstacles vary from region to region and take on a different form depending on the context. On a broad level, barriers such as high upfront costs, even to install a solar PV on your house, the regulatory and policy constraints that we have in the Federation, right, where these policy mechanisms will tend to serve as an incentive for us to want to get a solar system installed on your house. The intermittent nature of renewable energy sources often impede a widespread adoption. Meanwhile, in more specific contexts, here in Saint Kitts, we have additional hurdles which include limited access to financing and a lack of infrastructure and the need for specialized workforce training. Now, understanding these barriers is important because they provide a roadmap for the kinds of innovation that are necessary to help to overcome them. Now, in today's conversation, and they say I only have 10 minutes, but I'll take 8 minutes, we will explore these barriers in some detail and discuss how they impact our island and how we can address them to unlock the full potential of renewable energy. On April 9th of this year, we launched the Caribbean Center for Research, Innovation, and Workforce Training at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College. It was done in a collaborative spirit, and it's a groundbreaking initiative that's designed to equip our local workforce with the skills and the expertise needed for this renewable energy transition that I'm talking about. This center serves as a hub for high-quality training and certification, focusing on solar energy, electric vehicles, and other green technologies. So our vision doesn't stop there, because we have already engaged with OECS to establish satellite centers across all of the OECS, all of the 6 OECS countries that are connected to the core program that we have in Saint Kitts-Nevis, such that every island in the OECS can benefit from world-class workforce development training to fit their local needs. One of our key programs is the Train the Trainer initiative, which has already empowered some of our local professionals to deliver NABCEP-certified solar PV training. Next on the horizon is the anticipated EV technician training, ensuring that we have the expertise to support the transition to a sustainable transportation. So the Prime Minister's office has generously donated $100,000 in addition to the $98,000 that we received from the UNDP Small Grants Program in order to launch this center and to purchase 3 electric vehicles that should be coming into Saint Kitts this week. So these programs will help, as I said before, to build the workforce in the Caribbean, in Saint Kitts, so that we can take charge of our own energy independence. Now, as part of our ongoing efforts to advance sustainability and climate action, we recognize that agriculture, okay, let me go back here. Let me just take a step back just to show you what we have here. These are some of the images taken from our Train the Trainer program at the CFBC. We can see there we have Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Hanley came to visit the course, and also our Energy Minister Convis Maynard there taking a picture with the class. And this was done about 2 months ago. And these 15 trainers that you have here will actually be teaching these courses at the college in order to continue to get those certified and trained so that they can go out there and help in our efforts towards sustainability. So, a few weeks ago, we visited the farms on Saint Kitts-Nevis, and we met with local farmers. And during our visits, we discussed the challenges from the impacts of climate change on the crops due to the rising cost of energy and water. So these conversations reinforce the importance of integrating sustainable energy solutions in the agricultural sector to help support our farmers. Now, our focus is to work hand in hand with the local farmers to implement renewable energy solutions, such as solar-powered irrigation systems and energy-efficient technologies, which will reduce their operating costs and enhance their productivity. By providing the farmers with the tools and the training they need to adopt green energy practices, we are helping them create a more resilient agricultural sector that can thrive in the face of climate change. Through these engagements, we've also been able to introduce farmers to the opportunities available through workforce training programs in solar energy and electric vehicles. So this dual approach, empowering farmers to adopt green energy while providing pathways for employment in the renewable energy sector, it strengthens each community and also contributes to our national climate action plans, right? So while we look at solar, while we look at transportation, while we look at energy storage, while we look at digital solutions, our next step would be to create what we call the next generation of infrastructure integration, right? And in the quest for sustainable development and climate action, integrating energy, transport, and digital solutions is critical. So what we see here is a visual representation of the building blocks that are paving the way for a resilient and technologically advanced future. The foundation of the next-gen infrastructure, it starts with renewable energy generation and storage. This includes using solar and wind energy not just for individual homes, but also for businesses and entire communities. Grid upgrades are essential to ensure that the power generated from these renewable energy resources can be distributed effectively and reliably across the islands. Microgrids take this a step further, providing localized energy independence, allowing communities to manage their own power while remaining connected to the larger grid. The integration of EV charging stations support the growing fleet of electric vehicles, thus reducing the carbon footprint of transportation. On the transportation front, we are seeing a paradigm shift from the rise in the number of electric school buses and multimodal accessible mobility systems. These allow for more flexible and sustainable transportation, integrating electric bikes, electric cars into a cohesive system. This also sets the stage for futuristic development like Ventiports for urban air mobility, preparing cities for drone-based or electric vertical takeoff landing aircrafts. A modern and smart infrastructure isn't complete without the integration of digital solutions. So the digital asset management, it allows for real-time monitoring and optimization of energy systems, while open APIs and data analytics help ensure that the systems are scalable, secure, and future-proof. Finally, platforms for communication and optimization across assets allow for seamless management of energy, transport, and digital services in an interconnected system. Now, what you see here, and I'm not sure how to play this, thanks to John back there who provided this drone image of the, what you see here is a drone image of our landfill in Connery, right? And this is not sustainable. We have waste in this landfill from before all of us were born, right? And I think we need to come up with some solutions to address our landfill in order to ensure that 50, 100 years from now, future generations are not faced with environmental, health, and other issues that we left behind for them. So I went to Bermuda and I visited the waste to energy facility that they have there. And we have established a team dedicated to begin the initial work on converting this landfill to a waste to energy project. Now, this initiative will represent a significant, thank you very much. This initiative will represent a significant step forward in both waste management and renewable energy generation. So by converting waste energy, we not only reduce the amount of waste going into the landfill, but we create a sustainable energy source for the island. Now, this is something that we can begin right now. The importance of this project cannot be overstated. It addresses the pressing environmental concerns, such as the landfill overflow, it reduces harmful emissions, and it contributes to the goal of energy independence by harnessing waste as a renewable resource. So by taking immediate action, we can transform the environmental challenge into an opportunity for sustainable development. Now, I'm not sure how long I've been talking. I think it's been about 4 minutes. But I'll just take 2 more minutes, right? My sister always tells me that I need to explain to people what this waste to energy technology does, because most people wouldn't understand it, right? But what it does, and I'll just skip over this slide. This is me in Bermuda. And what you see here on the right-hand side, if I can, I'm not sure how to do this. What you see on the right-hand side is a waste to energy facility. So instead of having a landfill, all the garbage trucks come into this facility, they dump their waste there, it gets sorted, treated, and so forth, and then it goes into the incinerator, and then it burns and produces heat that spin the turbines to produce energy, right? And the energy that's produced from this waste to energy facility in Bermuda, it actually powers the facility. It powers the desalination plant that they have right next to it, and it also sends a lot of electricity onto the grid to provide power to nearby residents and so on. So this is something that we can do here. I know that the Prime Minister has spoken about it on several occasions, and so we took it upon ourselves to actually go to Bermuda and help to seek these solutions to bring back to Saint Kitts for our people here. Okay, now it's playing. Okay, there are other areas of research and collaboration that we will talk to, but I'll just skip over them for now, because what I want to do is to bring one of our interns up to speak for about 2 minutes about an app that she's developing in order to help farmers and identify diseases and so forth in their quest.